Hello again, everyone. We are back March 24th, 1942. Let's see what this resolution will bring. Hopefully, peace. Peace in the Pacific, which is very apropos, right? So here we go. Pike, hit but no explosion. Again, 100% failure the last week, probably. And look at this. They're not going to be so successful, are they? We got a PT boat here at Makassar, and I thought they were coming to Parapare, but now they're in Makassar. Taking a look here, it might not be the worst thing. And man, I should have acted on it. So we have three light cruisers and some destroyers. I'm gonna hit this. I mean, my Dutch fleet will get destroyed, but I'm gonna hit this next turn. All right, sorry, misses. So one of them hits but doesn't explode, and one of them completely whiffs. These American subs, I might just I mean, if this were any other game, I'd just disband them and use the funds or the whatever to get, let's say, Dutch subs or something. But you know, they may do something once in a blue moon, and then there's always the upgrades. So who knows? We'll just suck it up and keep in there, right? All right. So these APDs are not happy with the 016 here. So, or this APD, but nothing doing. All right, the I-4 is still here. I believe we made a dent in it last turn, but not 100% sure. Tabatuea. Remember we were talking about that. Well, there it goes. All right. The Ashigara is bombarding. And here's the thing about that, right? It may be a fool's mission to come in here. I'm going to do it anyway, especially because chances are he's using up at least some of his ammo with this bombardment. So let's get through it. Oh, okay. No, it is invasion. Okay. So this is his invasion group that chased away our PT boat. All right. So maybe it's foolish to attack because by the time we attack, most of his troops will be ashore. Oh well. I'm still going to do it, I think. Now that I know where he is, I think I'm going to do it. All right. And some additional troops coming in. All right. Now this looks like a surface group that may deter me because if I engage these guys instead of his AKs and whatever other invasion, anyway, troop ships, this chances are I might fight this instead, and that would not be as advantageous because even if we get a few hits into these guys, it won't be like getting hits into his troop ship. So, man, I wish those weren't there, but all right, leaking fuel. The I-4 may be in trouble. At least, again, have to go back. We're rattling him, but ship side penetrated, severe damage. Okay, taking on water. Okay, more rattles, evading. Wow. The Aylwin is was very determined there. 2 hits. Okay. So the I-25 here by Pago Pago is went ahead and took some shots. The Kingfisher is kind of small, nimble ship, but very poor anti-sub assets. Okay. Some unconfirmed sightings. All right. Some B-17s are looking out for some subs. One supposedly hit by a B-18. All right, now it's time for the scouting, naval search, all the things. Okay, nice. Come on, let's. Oh! Our B-25Cs got in there, but didn't get any hits. Now, I'm going to have to abandon that for sure, that base. All right, B-17's hitting the base again. I thought, why not? So I pulled the trigger. We're hitting some runways. Let's see if we can get some supply hits. I don't know how many rounds this goes. Let's just push through it. 2 supply hits, a couple of poor hits. We're beating up the base. One thing's for sure. It might take a bit for him to get this operational and planes back in. A supply dump hits, nice. In fact, he may have to get some transports over here. 5 port supply hits and 4 port hits. So we're beating up the base for him. And some Airacobras went in there as a sweep. Now we've pretty much showed him our hand. I don't know what that means, but... And we've reconned it, just like I was hoping. Okay, we've reconned it before our bombers bomb. That is if they're going to. Now we're PM, so let's see if we do. All right. Ooh, a couple of submarines potentially hit, or at least reported hit, right? Ah, so now he's bombing. Okay. Coming from Balikpapan, but if I go here, I will get here before he will bomb us, so I'm gonna do it. I don't know, man. I'll think about it still. All right, we're bombing runway and port. Now, the reason we've got a few hitting port, and the reason being is if he has a ship like a tender, we'll try to aim for it. I don't know that he has a tender. I'm assuming not. But anyways, we're bombing what he has, and hopefully the 15 devastators they're aiming for port will hit something, or I don't know how that works. So I'm going to push through this. Okay. So 1 damage Dauntless, but we beat up his base. Particularly, I like the supply hits. And he's going to have to repair this before he can... And that's with severe storms, although that just tells me we could have done a lot better. All right, we're going again with our B-25s. I did put them low altitude, but it's just not working. Okay. So I believe that's it. Hey, I mean, not bad. All right, the I-25 and the Kingfisher are going at it again. And we failed to find the sub. But a couple of torpedoes were wasted. Okay, the West Virginia is having some difficulties. All right, here's the daily bombardment song and dance. Couple of disabled squads, and the bombardment at Chusien. And we're returning our bombardment. Okay, starting to get destroyed here. 2 disabled squads and a disabled non-combat. We lost the disabled squad there. All right, yeah. Pardon me. I was looking at that, but we're not ready to take it anyways. We're a long ways away. Even without him there, I mean, we're a ways away from doing that. All right, some expansions here. Nice. Some fortifications too, so that's always good. That was a long term. That was a long. I'm looking at it. It's about 12-minute long resolution, which usually they run about 7. I want to say 7 or 8. So there's certainly a lot of action. Probably more next turn if I do send in my surface task force. All right, be right back. All right, I'm back. I'm looking at this task force, this anti-sub combat task force sitting here. All 4 of these ships are due to upgrade in May. So, provided I don't have any other use for them, I may include them in my bombardment. Although these guys are supposed to upgrade also, because I don't have to at all, but I'm tempted to upgrade these before I send them out. Not that there's a lot to. I mean, like anti-aircraft goes way up, which would help if we come across airplanes, right? However, it also will take basically a whole month. Is that a problem? Probably not, because I'm starting to think maybe it's not a problem to upgrade and let it take its time to get this. I just don't know. That is a long upgrade, that's for sure. Of course, we get radar. I don't know that helps with bombardments, but anyway. Both of these are in the same boat. No pun intended, of course. Omaha. Yeah. So I'll think about it. We've got a few days. I could always just go, come back, upgrade, and my carriers will be coming out and just rinse and repeat. We also aren't ready with our infantry, although we're getting close. Let me do that right now while I'm thinking of it, actually. We're going to buy out the B group because they seem to be the most prepared anyway. This guy's at 12 and this guy's at 10 only. So let's buy the B out. Okay. Let me make sure I'm doing the right one. Pacific Fleet. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. Buy the Pacific Fleet. We've got enough. Done. Let's get those replacements. I don't think there's any upgrades, but let's try to get this filled out the best we can in the next few days before we pack them on ships and send them over. We've got a lot still to go. Maybe not a lot of quantity, although in some areas a lot of quantity. We got 19 more rifle squads to fill out and several support squads, like over 20 each. And then we've got just a few filler for these assets. Now, of course, the one we just bought out, it's got a lot more work to get up to shape, but they both kind of have a lot of work. This one has 18 more AV already with our, once we bought it and started filling it out. Also, one other thing that has to be done before we can do this. Well, obviously, I want my carriers, but another thing that has to be done is we got to get these, unloaded, and then loaded, and then unloaded. So what I'm saying is loaded with the 160th, unloaded at Hilo, and then back to and then down and then back to San Francisco, ready for invading Johnston Island. So there's plenty of time. And with that said, I think this is just going to be dropped off to be upgraded, and it's just what it's going to happen. So I'm gonna make sure we're upgrading as much as we can, because I don't know what we're going to encounter. But we are also, I'm going to go ahead and set this up. We are also going to fly, let's get this guy to do the first mission, and it's going to recon Johnston Island. So, and then we're going to trade off. I don't want to wear, it's not only the pilots that I'm worried about wearing out, it's the planes. I don't want these things to start falling out of the sky. So, that said, you know what I might do? I may just rest. I'm noticing we can rest probably 50% of them. So I think that's okay. We'll recon. It'll be basically two bombers will fly over and take pictures. I don't know how, because they don't have a camera, but they'll do it. All right. So this guy, he's still coming with the 185th. This is a bunch of ASW action. These are probably transports. Well, these are coming in with fuel to Pearl, and this is probably coming back, yeah, so we can. I think this time, this one, I'm just going to leave back here. I may even leave the other one because we've got this on auto, this one on auto transport type of thing. This is docked. This is docked. And this is docked. So they're all docked. They're going to unload as fast as they can. That's okay. We're filling these bases up. That's great. We've got, this is going to be the 108th. And the 108th, after unloads at Hilo, is going to basically march to Kona. Okay? Because we're going to have a regiment here and two regiments here. And that's going to be what we're going to have for a while to start with anyways. One of the things I think he's not, one of the reasons I haven't seen any of these other targets on the SIGINT is because Hilo is outside of really good fighter cover. We'd have to really stretch, if we can even do that. Of course, we could get some fighters technically into Hilo, but this is where most of our air assets are. So this, if again, big if, I'm not saying he's going to, because sometimes it could be SIGINT spoofing. Also, it could be hopeful, like, well, maybe there'll be a day I see a window and then it doesn't happen. But the big if he invades here, if he has KB off down here somewhere like this, protecting, and some battleships bombarding, it would be hard. I mean, we could get some fighters here. Let's say he could bombard them. We could get fighters here, but again, long range cap would wear them out. I guess what I'm trying to say is we've got a lot of stuff here, but he could bring a lot of stuff as well. Now, we have even more fighters than Noumea, which you'd assume we would, but obviously we have a lot more other things sitting here. So anyway, we're good. I'm just wanting to point out that we are building this up a little bit just in case. Because worst case scenario, we drop a whole division here and they watch this island for a year, I don't know, half a year to a year, and then we say, okay, we want to use you now to invade some of these islands over here. Well, they're already trained, ready, equipped, good to go. So there's no harm in parking them there. It, there's no reason to put them in Pearl instead, for example. So I'm not going to worry about it. All right. So this group is moving at a lot faster clip. Now, this may have bumped up too from 33. I'm not sure, but we're still moving at a decent speed and should get there. And it keeps going down, it looks like, by one per turn as far as my estimate. Now we're looking at 7 days. So basically a week we'll be there. This guy is much slower. Still looking at what? Oh, wow. Oh, okay, ops. Okay, he had to refuel this Corvette that just arrived. So this should get back up to speed after this situation, and then they'll if they get up back up to the 3 per turn, and this does indeed move one, then it'll be 42 divided by 3. We're looking at 14. So this is going to take 2 weeks. This guy will take one. San Francisco. Okay, never mind. Oh, we've got our carriers parked here. That's fine. There's nothing to talk about here. They're gonna take 3 weeks at. I mean, a little bit longer than 3 weeks. So nothing really to discuss. But I did want to come over here to Baker. These two carriers bombed this pretty heavily. The port damage and airfield damage may or may not be correct. It may be. We didn't get a lot in there. The heavy rain didn't help. But we are moving out. We're not sitting around waiting for something. So Alameda, here we come. Some ops happened, probably replenishing the aircraft. So they're going to be a little bit slow getting out. And what I might do is turn off all the aircraft, because here's why. Well, I'll keep them on naval attack, but here's why. I don't want them flying back and telegraphing to my opponent, PF 1377, that my carriers are heading east. For all he knows, which he can probably guess. For all he knows, we came up here and then we're coming back this way because we're still in the vicinity, right? But if we head this way and get this far and our bombers fly and bomb, he's gonna know, yeah, he's moving east. So I'm not worrying about it. And for that matter, we could terrorize this a bit, but that would put it. It's just more and more and more out of the way. I think I'm going to keep moving east. Maybe we can make him nervous, the fact that we exist here, but I'm not going to cater. I'm not going to chase that down. It's not worth to sink I don't know, a cargo ship, or I don't know, APD, whatever he's got here. It's not worth going well out of our way. Probably 2 days worth of movements. Anyway, and again, telegraphing stuff I don't necessarily want to telegraph. I think KB is gone. Now, can it come back on a whim? Yes. But maybe it won't. In any case, I'm gonna pull off what I was saying before. I'm gonna bring these bombers back to Noumea. We're gonna do this bombing mission. We're gonna hit it as hard as we can. And to do that, I'm gonna transfer this to Noumea. And we're going to recon this base. Okay. We only have 7 fatigue with that movement. And we'll do this recon and we'll see what we can glean from it. And in the meantime, and also bring our bombers and also 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna set up, I think, 2 squadrons of something. I'll figure it out. I'll figure out what. Maybe I'll take my freshest P-39s and just sweep this. Anyway, we will. I wanna flex a little bit here. I think it may have like very little impact short term and definitely long term, but it to me, because AI can do whatever and doesn't care, this wouldn't be anything. But I think when you're playing a player, if you do stuff, you can catch their attention, kind of take their eyes and their mind off of somewhere else. And that's kind of what I'm thinking here. So back, I just want to go here real quick again. Where am I trying to go? Here. One of the things I want to look at is if we're going at a 9 and not this coming turn, it's going to be very slow. I'm going to guess this is going to be about, I'm going to just say conservative number, 12 turns, but it could be 11. And this is going to be similarly. I think both of these will get there in about 12 days, which is 6 days left in March. That'll be April 6, April 7, I'm going to say, give or take. But the Hornet should beat them to port. They're going to arrive in 3 on the map, that is, and then it'll only take 1 day to shoot from there to San Diego. So that's 4 days. March 29, they'll be ready to go into San Diego. And 2 days after that, or 3 maybe, depending on how you do the math, they'll be starting their refit. I just saw this. FR. What am I looking at? What was I seeing here when I hover over this? FR1 Fireball. What is that? Oh, that's okay. That must be this RD Air thing, okay? So, San Diego. FR1 Fireball. So we're researching, although 845, I mean, I don't know. I guess we're thinking ahead. So, September 45, B-17G. Okay. I don't know why it's so late. I'm not sure. Maybe it has to do with, well, B-17Gs are in Europe, and this technically means, okay, this just means that they'll start producing them now for Pacific use instead of Europe. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what these dates indicate. My assumption was it indicates when they come out for ability to reinforce and upgrade. Anyway, I've never heard of the FR1 Fireball. Let's take a quick look. See what this thing is. FR1 Fireball. Okay, well, looks like it's carrier capable. That's always good. It's a fighter. That's also good. Oh well, it does have cannons. What am I? Okay, service rating is kind of high. Okay, this is different than the screen for looking at the. So let's just gun value is 12. That's not real great. The load, it can carry definitely carry some bombs, so that's good. 1,000 pounds worth. Durability and armor, that's kind of nice. The high speed is 426, so that's pretty good, I guess, in a fight. I mean, Now the maneuver is great. So this looks pretty good. But anyway, it's coming out in 45, and so available from 8:45. I mean, great. When we get it, we'll be excited, but maybe we'll either be already lost or essentially won. So this may not be used a whole lot. Let's see. Normal radius 6 hexes. I guess we can jump up to 10 hexes with drop tanks. So, yeah. Cool. Very cool. While we're at it, let's look at that B-17G since I was looking at that. So available from 9:45. So again, I'm not sure if that's really related to production or just shifting bombers, or if it represents shifting bombers from Europe or what, because these were used heavily in Europe in the later part of the war. Anyway, 14 hex radius, 17. That's not awesome, but certainly it's going to have a really high gun value. It's very durable, so probably pretty decent stats all around. So it's just, again, September 45, and again, by then we'll have B-29, so I'm not sure exactly what that's going to look like when we get there. Okay, so I certainly got distracted, but but yeah, Hornet's coming on the map. That's very cool. We'll have 5 carriers I want to say in a month. Maybe it'll take a bit longer, but I'm going to say, oh no, it might, because the upgrade for these guys is way quicker than the upgrade for the Lexington class. This is going to take a week. So if they're there if they're back to base in 12 days, upgrade in a week, I would say in about 20 plus days we'll the other ones still have to finish their upgrade. Yeah, less than a month we'll have 5 carriers ready to go. So let's project for a May 1 invasion of Johnston Island. But yeah, we're going to take a look again, see what they got, get more information. We had a 1 of 2 recon last turn. Then we'll send out the other squadron and just keep pummeling it with our recon until we figure out what they have. So, yeah. South Pacific, we've kind of gone over. Like I said, I think I'm going to bring the bombers, prepare for an attack. Like I said, I've kind of showed my hand here. What I may do, since he knows these guys are coming, the fatigue is still kind of low. Let's see, what do we got? Pilots are decent, but let's look at the planes. I'm gonna just stop. We'll just stay here for a turn, and in fact, maybe do 60. I certainly don't want to use up the planes. 60% should, yeah, maybe even 50. So hopefully they fly the most rested pilots in the most rested planes, and we'll keep them in good shape, hopefully. But let's check these. We've even got some damage on some of these. Oh, these are reserve. That's okay. So we'll also cut back to 50 on this one. Because, we've got, I mean, if he comes with a massive raid, that's not going to be fun, but Uh, and KB. KB would have been spotted if it was heading there, unless it really snuck into this hole in our sight here. Um, so, in fact, I'm going to fill that because I'll drop this one back. Boom, over there. Except, I think it'll still capture the most of what we got going. Once these troops are done picking up, and I could probably stop picking them up now, but it's fine. These empires, maybe? No. Who's looking down there? Is it these? Yeah. Let's just go 120. Okay. That's not bad. But it looks like, yeah. Oh, we already had, okay, never mind. I was totally misunderstanding that picture. Okay. So I see it now. The blue just comes way out here. So there's no hole in here. The hole is only here, but he could, not that he knows we have a hole here, but if KB came in like this and bombed us, that wouldn't be pretty. We don't have the kind of assets we have at Numea. So we'll just try to be discreet. But if the bomber's here, and the bombers are starting to, need maintenance, especially the longer. These are shorter range. Now it's still within normal range to bomb Buna, see, but with these planes, they're at their max limit. So when they come back, they need extra support, extra help. So I'm just going to stand down these. That's fine. Completely stand them down. I can flip them to training later. Um, and then these as well. Oh, these are okay. They seem to be in okay condition. So I'm gonna maybe even just keep them going. Well, for that matter, maybe these as well. We'll give them another go and see how much this jumps up, if at all. I think that's okay. In fact, I'm just gonna jump back to the other one and say set the B-17Es, and they're both down there. That's fine. We'll hit it again. We'll keep hitting it because that'll keep him having to supply it, and again, maybe just annoy the Japanese. Okay, let's turn this off. All right. So yeah, I think this surface combat group. Let's see what we can grab, if anything. Nothing fast. Let's just look at this again, okay? So the problem is this surface task group that is designed to cover his landing force. That's the problem, okay? So I don't think they'll let me in there, and they might tear me up because I really am not in the condition to fight this kind of fleet. I am so glad that all but one of these guys is ready to get out of here, because we may lose a plane, but we'll get 8 of them out, so that's great. Um, and these guys, if he attacks, which he easily could and probably should, yeah, that's done. But we'll get the planes out. I don't think I'm gonna hit this. Um, I if I lose these, it's not the end of the world. But do I want to bump? Or do I want to have a shooting match with heavy cruisers where they just obliterate my Dutch cruiser force without? Uh, Man, I don't know, but I've got a good commander here. I kind of want to take advantage of him. And I mean, where else can I get in and do something? Um, I'll think about it. I honestly will think about it. Again, I should have got it in here. And then as he sailed down, who would have attacked me? Probably the well, what got in there first was the landing force, so I might have fought that. But who knew that? Honestly, I thought he was in this hex. I actually pictured him landing and just moving down, and I expected that to be a decent option. So it didn't even occur to me to warp here and be ready for it. But I know I'm not the best strategist, but just saying. So let's just look at this for a second. If I target Makassar, it's 10 hexes. So I would have to put max speed to get in there this turn. Um, hmm. Yeah. I'm gonna tentatively do that. But also, I will be relocating my bombers. Where will they go? Not here, because that's base is full. Mm, maybe here, because this base can hold some more planes. Of course, I gotta account for the Dorniers as well. Plus, I had upgraded some Mitchells here that I'm hoping to get down here. That's 6 more and kind of merge up with what I've got already here. I don't have to, but just saying. So I'll have to find a base that these guys can go. Madado? Maybe. They'll fit. It's 8 bombers, and this has room for 8 more. But it'd be nice to have them still be in range of hitting something here. But I don't know. Let's see. How far away is this? We're looking at 10, which these bombers have 11. So that could work. Let's look at how full this is. Okay. We need 14. We have 15, but I bet some of those are Catalinas. And in fact, we could move some of them out. I could rebase them. Hey, do we have support? No, no support there. I could rebase them. I think I have AVPs somewhere. So, yeah, we got 7 here. So technically I could relocate some of these search aircraft to here. But let's take a look. We've got 7 plus 3. So actually, this VP 101 could go right there. That's not a bad place at all for them. So I'm rambling. It's almost 45 minutes. I'm not going to spend a lot more time. In fact, I have to consider what the arc is. I'll need to take a few minutes, and I don't want to waste more recording time on this. I mean, on the details, the nitty gritty. We'll get it all done, send in the turn, and discuss any major changes, impacts, and of course the resolution next time. We got Burma static and China. He's bombarding us only, and we're still building fortifications. Now, again, we only have level 1, and it's very slow from 1 to 2. So it may not get there. And also, I'm seeing some Japanese on the road here. So what happens with that is we've got supplies having to come here. And if he cuts this off, which is easily doable, then that means supplies have to go down this very poor road. So this is another reason I wanted to get extra supplies right in this base. And I might bump this up to 10. Let's get some more supplies before he takes that hex. And then this guy, I'm holding this position here because if he wants to come into the crossroads, to really, right here, he has us cut out of supply this road, but this guy is holding to keep this road open. Now, if he comes here, I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna sit here until he pushes me out, right? But if he pushes me out, this guy, everything he's got is all he's got, if you catch my meaning. So that's just what it is. And these guys are going to fend for themselves. So the supplies they have are going to have to last, which is why I really want to get it stockpiled. This one I'm not going to stockpile. I've already said why. But yeah, he'll take it, and I don't want to give him free supplies. So, all right. I will say I've got some troops shifting up to from Kunming to Paoshan because I want to be ready to pounce into Lashio at a moment's notice. So it's the second reserve. He's heading out, moving at a decent clip, but of course it's going to slow down once he gets past Tsuyung. All right, this guy, not this guy, this guy, and switch to combat, and we'll leave him there for the foreseeable future. Okay, otherwise, China's pretty static. Um, and we, oh, we are getting out of here. And you can see we've already moved 30. So I'm going to move, set all to march. Set all to this map mode, march mode. And they're all going to move out this turn. And they'll be back to Changsha. Again, two enemy units. They're both divisions. I'm not going to mess with that. I think there's divisions here. I don't know what's here, but that's a lot more complicated to get up there. We're done with that attempt. I just don't have enough sitting back here to warrant like being too aggressive. Everything that's back here, for example, is just holding units. Anyways, so that's that. Not much more to talk about, really. These bases are still being in use, and this one now is critical of supply. So, I mean, should I launch an attack? Why not, right? Because we're not getting anywhere here in Bebe. He's not going to move in. He has all the time in the world, right? So, I don't know. We'll we'll make him come to us because even if we run out of supplies, it's going to be slow, uh, and he'll still have to come up. Now this might be a wasted unit that has no value anywhere else in the map, so he can literally just wait it out. So it is what it is. That's fine. uh, I'm not going to bother with any of this stuff. What I may do is when this gets a little too low, I may just have to start dropping these aircraft out of the game. All right, I think I've talked enough here. Again, not much going on in this area. We're bombing, but that's about it. And the South Pacific, fortunately, is quiet again. We've rebuilt to 193 fighters. We have 169 ready, minus 6. We have, well, minus 12 now. We have 157 fighters back ready. So, yeah, it wouldn't be pleasant for him to come here again. We're using up all the groups, so I'm going to have to drop some of these from cap to get my bomber, my B-17s in here. But I think I'm going to do it. Okay. One more thing. I didn't look at this last turn. We lost 4 operational losses. What did we lose? And he lost 1 to flag. So what did we lose? And by the way, last turn there wasn't anything, just a couple of ops losses, and that's it. So 2 Dauntlesses, probably coming back to the carrier. They crashed. One of his Glens was shut down by flak, and I think same thing last turn. And then 2 Catalinas, one I guess from different countries, were lost to ops. I'll take a look there because I may want to refill those positions in the squadrons. But other than that, it was just very quiet on the air. We did not lose any pilots, very fortunately. We'll take that. What did we lose last turn? This Dutch coastal minesweeper. And that's the thing that was parked by Macassar, not a PT boat. I mislabeled it a PT boat. And I could have seen from the battle resolution, but I was not really it was just such a small boat. I didn't think too much of like the being too accurate. Worth 1 point. So that's that. Um, the I'm not sure the point swing, but oh yeah, okay. I was looking at it wrong. But yeah, he still has the advantage for now. And so yeah, it looks like there's not much else going on here. It's quiet until it's not, but it looks like the Dutch East Indies is going to get more hot. And stay tuned. Have a good one, everyone. Take care of yourselves. Um, and we'll talk to you next time when we discuss the resolution for March 25. Later. Bye.